those weeks, my baby's skin got worse and worse. Area that was weeping on his cheek was getting bigger and bigger, and it was weeping more and more and more. Hello, I am Christisha, and the last episode I talked about the private dermatologist appointment that we had with our son. And in today's episode, I want to cover a couple of things that I forgot in the previous episode. And that is the pediatrician. When we went to see him, he told us that babies with eczema, they tend to be prone to allergies. And the dermatologist told us the same thing. And they both recommended that we start weaning him sooner. When I say weaning, they actually told us to start introducing allergens sooner. And they gave us a list. Now, when the pediatrician gave us the list, I didn't really know what to do with the list. I was a bit out of my depth. So they told us to start around, well, the pediatrician actually told us to start around 4 months of age. And that's what I've done. But I did not keep a journal. I did not know I have to keep a journal. And at that point, I did not look into allergies because I thought that my baby will not have allergies. I know it sounds silly. And the dermatologist told us the same thing, to continue with weaning with allergens to see what he's allergic to, and to keep a diary. That's why we were weaning him. That's the reason we were weaning him. And the dermatologist actually gave us a document, quite a long document, on how to wean an eczema baby and what to look for in terms of signs of anyway, I will be covering this in a different episode. In the 4 weeks into the follow-up with our dermatologist, our baby's skin at first got better, so his cheek got better, but in the same time he actually started getting eczema on the other cheek, and now he was scratching as well, so that wasn't helping. He was constantly wearing mittens, but I have to say they weren't helping very much because he was sucking them, and then all the saliva would go all over his face. And in terms of the body, sometimes would improve, but mainly it was the same, and actually it just started spreading. So when we went to see the dermatologist, which I forgot to mention, his eczema was cheek, pretty bad on the cheek. It was almost all the cheek, neck, chest, stomach, the whole stomach, arms covered, and then he started getting eczema on his back as well. And this eczema on the back was tiny dots of red dots clustering together, and the dermatologist said that this is eczema too, and it could be because of an allergy that he has, and it also could be that he's reacting to the weather, which is warm, and some babies react to the warm weather. Now, when we say warm, it wasn't hot, it was only 25 degrees. In those weeks, my baby's skin got worse and worse and worse. He was all inflamed. The eczema was not improving. Actually, it was getting worse. The cheek was getting worse. He was getting eczema on the other cheek. He was getting eczema almost like the eczema was spreading on his face, and the cream that she gave us was working, but then it wasn't working anymore, especially on the patch of skin on his cheek that everything started with. That one was never getting better. It was actually, the area was just getting worse and worse and worse, and when I say worse, it was almost wet all the time. And I should also add that we started co-sleeping from when he was 2.5 months old, so I can stop him from scratching, because he would touch his his cheek, and it was just not healing. So I thought that I'm helping, which I was helping actually, because if I wasn't doing that, his cheek would have been a lot worse. By this point, the area that was weeping on his cheek was getting bigger and bigger, and it was weeping more and more and more. I had to see the dermatologist sooner because I was scared, and I also decided to change his formula sooner. I think he was around 6 months of age when I decided to change his formula. We tried the formula that she recommended, first hydrolyzed formula. She said to use it for 6 weeks. When subsequently saw her again, and I was asking her, like, what is it with this cheek that is not healing? And also on top of that, on his left arm, he was getting clusters of eczema that were looking the same as the cheek. So she told us that she can swab him. She can swab the cheek and she can swab those areas on the arm to see if there's anything growing there, if there's a bacteria, if there's a fungi, whatever it is, because if it's not responding to treatment, it could be an infection. She also gave us another steroid that had antibiotic in it, anti-fungi cream in it, so it was like 3 in 1 to use until the swabs are coming back, because it took a couple of days for the swabs to come back. And we just waited, because we were really worried at that point that his eczema was just getting so much worse. Yeah, it's hard to think about that. It's hard to think about that, because I had that gut feeling that something is going to happen. Something is really bad, and I just can't pinpoint what it is and what's happening. And I could not help my baby, which was an awful feeling. I could not take this away from him. I could not take this eczema away from him. I can not make him more comfortable, because now it was summer. He was scratching. He was uncomfortable. He was crying. And I thought that this could hinder his development. From the next episode, I will be talking about the progress of my baby's skin, especially on the face, because it got worse. The results of the swabs, because it took quite a bit for them to come back. First A&E visit. So my baby was around 6 months old